you're never that guy or computers or something, but this is something I would urge everyone, just learn a thing or two about computers. It would really, really help. Most of the opportunities which I've gotten online, it's mostly because of that, and it's not because I went to school or anything. I never went to computer, to get a computer certificate or anything. But it's just that interest, knowing that this will help me somewhere. Maybe not today, but definitely somewhere. So let me just talk about my experience. Then Jacob will go into details about it. So let me start with how I started it all. It was writing, and I just had a friend. We were just talking, and he was like, "Okay, you seem like a really brilliant guy. How about I give you some work for you to do?" So I started with academic writing, and if you've done a few online jobs, then academic writing can be, it can be really, really engaging. It can, give you a lot of stress. At that time, I was in school. That was back in 2018 or 2017, I think. I'm not sure. So yeah, after that, so I started with academic writing. I did it for like a few months. So not good, and I'll just say why. One, it was very engaging. The amount of effort, the amount of time I was putting in, and the pay that I was getting. I just felt like this is not. This is just why I'm saying this, is that there are many online jobs out there, but it doesn't mean that you have to get a job. Like for the sake of, mazee, wacha tu nifanye hata kama sina nini. Have you taken time to explore, to ask around? We live in the world of the internet, like, many endless possibilities. Are you taking time to do your research? What pays well? Because we have to make sure that our mental health is okay. So I did it for a while, and kind of like, no, this is not for me. It's just not working. I can do the academic writing, but if I'm putting in a lot of hours, because I was writing about 2,500 to 3,000 words per paper, but after that, unapata pesa yenye nimepatiwa, it's not worth it. So but then I still did it because I needed the money. I needed to do something. So unajua nile like, wasema okay, let me just do it. Then after that, ilisha, because something about academic writing you should know if you want to venture into this, ni iko na high and low seasons. When people open, that is during when they close during the summer. There are no jobs. Most jobs ziko chini. And when they open schools, ni kama tu Kenyan schools, the way they open and they close. When schools are open, we have a lot of jobs. When schools close, we don't have any jobs. So that's another thing. And another thing about academic writing, if you don't own your account, there are a lot of accounts right there. Is it Fiverr? There's Upwork. There are a lot of accounts. Some are very, very expensive. So if you own your account, you're really well placed because you're getting everything. Wewe unapatiwa kazi from the client, and then you do your own job. If you want to subcontract to anyone, then it's okay. But for me, I was just getting, I was like the third or the fourth person in the line. So you can expect it won't work well for me. So I decided, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore. So I just relaxed for a little bit, take my time, do a little bit of research into what is good. Then that's when I landed on World Atlas. I started writing articles. Now, not like academic journals or anything. These are articles like, when you go online and you Google, let's say, the 10 most beautiful lakes in the world, or maybe what is the meaning of a specific world. So World Atlas basically bases itself on geography, religion, law, politics. So those are the type of topics I was writing about. And the best thing about World Atlas was that you could suggest your own articles. In as much as there's a platform where they post jobs, and then you pick an article that you want to write about. You can also pitch your own ideas. You just go online, do a lot of research. This is why I said you have to be really good at this. If you want to venture into online jobs, then you have to be really, really good in the internet, looking for things. You have to be good, updated with this kind of stuff. So that is the best thing about it, because the moment they posted jobs in World Atlas, and you can check it out, it pays well. Now this is something I would tell someone, go and start working, because 500 words per paper, So right now, dollar rates at about 109. Yeah, so see that's good money. And that is what I used to do, because the moment they posted jobs on World Atlas, they disappeared almost immediately, because watu ni wengi and the jobs ni kidogo. Unapata two jobs have been posted right now, the next 10 seconds all the jobs are gone. So you had to go online, take that initiative, and pitch your own ideas. And that was the best thing about it. I can pitch my own ideas. So Mile, if I wake up today and see like, wow, this is a really, really interesting idea, I think they would love this idea. So what you do is just go to the platform, suggest your idea, post a few links as to why you think this is important, and most importantly, that that article must not have been written before. Like you're coming up with new ideas, and that was the best thing about it. And it was really really good for me. So I worked with World Atlas for like about 6 months. Then World Atlas, then search my name, Oliver Bada. You'll see I have almost like 30 plus articles I've written for World Atlas. Then after that, I don't know what happened, but it didn't go well for me on World Atlas, so I had to, or maybe I was committed somewhere else, so I couldn't work on World Atlas. And it was, yes, I can. Joseph? Okay. Yeah, so yeah, that is the best thing about. Okay. So that is the best thing about Wild Atlas. So I had to stop it because I couldn't go. So yeah, for anyone, you can just go to Wild Atlas. There's a specific link where you can log in. I'll try to check it and maybe share with everyone who's in and you want to be a writer. It's a really really good thing. So yeah, but then I had to leave after 6 months. So I took time off also. I just didn't want to jump into things. After the academic writing, I realized that I just don't want to do jobs for the sake of doing online jobs. Everyone these days feels compa they're doing an online job. But are you happy about that kind of work? Yes, maybe it pays well. I never understood why people said I had a well-paying job, but I had to leave that kind of job until it happened to me. So yeah, that's important. Then I think I took a sabbatical, kind of leave to say, no, I'm not working on any online jobs right now. Let me try to find a better opportunity. I think it came last year, December. Someone suggested to me to check out Cloud Factory. So I just went online, checked out Cloud Factory, applied for it. January, that's when I was called for an interview. It's also an easy interview, just a few things. You can easily get it. You can easily get it right. That was the interview. I got in, but then I had to wait from January until around March. I got the orientation. So from March, I got jobs in December 2019. So from March 2019 until December 2019. Try and link you to a suitable, let me call it, they call it a work stream, a suitable work stream, a project that suits your interests, yeah. So I had to wait for that, and then until I got to Cloud Factory, and that's where I am right now. So yeah, being honest, but it does pay. So also check that out, cloudfactory.com. You'll have a link to sign up and then apply, and see if it would work for you. And that's where I am right now. I'm the data analyst at Cloud Factory, and data analyst is almost the meaning of the word data analyst, because we deal with a lot of information, and what you want from the information, then hiyo ndo ambao unafanya. So maybe the one, when you go, for example, to the Cloud Factory site, you'll see something about it's called data annotation. Yeah, So you remember when you go online, kuna mali unaambiwaga with maybe bots, traffic lights or something. So that's basically that's data annotation. And what data annotation does is helps self-driving cars, for example. Have you ever wondered how self-driving cars work? It's basically that. So that is one of the jobs you'd find that you can be able to find. So it's really, really cool. That's something I would say. The type of projects that they get, the type of clients that they get, they're really awesome. So yeah, for example, data annotation, like I said about that, that's how we help self-driving cars. So you'd find that it's a deal with the company doing that. So what we do is do this type of image, like let's say select images with this type of thing, select images with this type of thing, that sort of thing. And what it helps the self-driving car. Look at how self-driving cars work. So there's this videos looking at so if a self-driving car, it's driving itself, obviously. When it sees a person, it would know that it's a person because it's been told that's a person. So or there's an exit, let's say a couple of meters away, and there's a car in front of it, it'll slow down tire automatically. So this is one of the jobs that you'll find. Then for transcribers, that's another. Before Cloud Factory, I was working with probably if umekuwa online, these type of jobs you've heard about QA World. So QA World is basically it's about transcribing. So you get an audio, and what you have to do is listen to the audio and transcribe it. Just write what you've written exactly as it is. But there are a lot of rules to it. Personally, I did not like it. Maybe you would love it. So it's QA World. Their test is very easy, by the way. So there's QA World. Another one you can check out. I'm still trying to get in though. It's kind of hard to get into Rev. It's called rev.com. And so yeah, about my whole experience, what it's been, the challenges, the successes. So challenges, I think it's been finding the right, the right thing to do. In line with my interests, in line with my passion. And yeah, that is, I can say that is the hardest thing as a student. Sometimes having to balance. Right now, at least, I graduated in 2018, so having to balance between the two, it was kind of hard because I want to make money, I want to go to class, I also want to have time with my friends. You know how it goes sometimes. Then so it becomes really hard. But then looking at the successes, I can say, I've been able to say, Komba, even if I don't have a permanent job, at least I have something to do. I wouldn't wake up in the morning and wonder, what am I going to do? At least I have my own time. And the best thing about Cloud Factory, maybe Lucia will talk about it more. It's that I can plan my own day. I can say, Komba, I want to work from this time to this time. Maybe let's say 6 to 10. For example, I work from 6 to 10 p.m. and then 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. I choose this because I want to do another job during the day, and it's been really, really well for me. So I think that was one of the things. I've been able to plan my own time, not being told, Komba, we get to work by 7. Apana. Me personally, I'm not a morning person, so I choose to do my work during the night. I can do 2 jobs at the same time. That's another thing. At the same time, I can also make my money. I can also get time with friends. But then sometimes also gets hard because during the night maybe you want to sleep. It gets really, really hard. You have to wake up early in the morning. So all I can say is that it's not easy. If you want to do this, and it's not something you can depend on. Sometimes maybe there'll be jobs, maybe there'll be no jobs. So you have to juggle between 2 things. For example, right now I'm working with Cloud Factory, and also at the same time I'm with as a volunteer. So it gets hard for me. Sleeping at 2 to 3 a.m., then waking up at 7 in the morning, it takes a toll on you. So, you have to make sure that you just find that balance. If sometimes you're online, please, by all means, just for faith work, make sure you take care of yourself. And I think that's all I can say. The challenges. Then about Mona data, obviously that would be another challenge. every anakuonea pay. You don't know what's right, you know what's not, especially when you don't know what's good, you don't know what's bad. And that's what I'm glad right now, after 2-3 years I've been here right now, at least I know better and I can be able to advise someone take this and not take this. So that's been my experience, and thank you so much. Joseph, back to you. Hey Joseph. Okay.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Yeah, glad to be here. I'm looking forward
Hi
to learn.
guys, I can see you.
Yes, I am Joseph. Yes, I do. So good morning, everyone. Thank you, Joseph, for the introduction. My name is Jacob. I work with Ajira Digital Kenya. I'm based here at Voi constituency, that is in Taita Taveta County. So I'm also impressed that we began this session by having a success story. And now the success story means there's something online. So ideally what I'm going to present now is how do you even begin to work online. Just allow me to present my screen. Then I think from there we can pick up. So ideally, I'll be sharing much on what is online work, what are the various skills needed to begin on working online, what are the various sites that you people can get in and begin working online. Then literally, I'm also going to present on how do you even begin as a newbie, as someone who's fresh on online work and you've never come across online work. So before this notion that online work is all about the pyramid schemes that are literally around. I want to debunk that because online work is not all about. You can't see the presentation. What are you saying? Okay. So is it now there? Okay, so the title is basically bouncing back. We know that COVID has hit a lot of us hard. Work is all about this, the pyramid schemes. Whatever I'm going to present here, there's no way I'm going to mention the pyramid schemes because I always feel the pyramid schemes are a shortcut to success. And a lot of people lose a lot of money because they just want the shortcut to success. So whatever I'm going to present are skills-based, the things that you can actually register in and do some work, valid work, like someone who's working and you get your pay. So now, what is this online work that we've been talking about, Oliver's talked about, and basically this is just employment. It's like an employment that will always allow you to work from anywhere at time. And the platform that is convenient for this is done through the internet. So the internet is changing a lot of things, and start home and submit assignments online, make calls online. Currently, whatever we are doing we are doing it online. We are meeting online. So the internet is changing a lot of things, and that what you should know that online work has been there for quite some times now, and it is only that during the COVID thing that online work is coming out. So probably we could say COVID has also got some other benefits, or it could be a blessing in this case because we are getting to invent a lot of things. And now, what are just some of the advantages of online work? One of these things, it is easy to get started. It is lessons, do simple tasks, and you get your pay. Then there's also an aspect of flexibility. You can plan your time well as a person. You really don't need to be you really don't need to someone to plan for you. So there's an aspect of flexibility. You can do whatever job you want. You can pick and choose clients. You have the mandate, or you have the freelance of choosing whoever you want to work with. Then there's high demand for freelancers. Currently, there's high demand because a lot of sites or these platforms, there could be some demand. We have local companies coming up with freelancing sites. I'm just going to present some of them. Then there's flexible schedule. Oliver was saying that he wakes up at night, currently is working on another field job, and there's that flex. Can decide to work under the tree, provided there's internet. You can decide to work at the comfort of your seat. You can decide to, there's no distractions, and also at some point I feel it's too money because working at home means one of it being teamwork. There's lack of teamwork because you're now at home, boredom, one around to cheer you. Then there's motivation. At times you feel like you've been doing it enough so long. There's monotony that will come in, so you feel like you really want to stop. But while you're working in an office, there are frequent performance checks that will always be done for you. But for this one, literally, you work as per your ability, and there's no one around to tell you that you need to meet this target. The person that will monitor this is the client. If the client feels you made their job, they'll always give you a good review. Then there's also at times you suffer the risk of burnout. Because you need to wake up in the middle of the night to pick up an assignment, or to pick up a job, or to work on a particular job, or you want to look for jobs. Then at the end of it, this will affect your productivity because once you now burn out, you're going to suffer some, the body also responds in a particular way. Then what are the various skills needed to work online? First of all, there's an aspect of communication skills. You really need communication skills because you're going to join these platforms and you'll be required to drop you'll be required to look for jobs, you'll be required to talk to people. So there's an aspect of good communication skills. Then there's focus. You need to focus. When you're beginning, it will look easier, but as you continue doing it, you need to know that there's monotony coming in. So there's need for focus. There's also an aspect of consistency. Once you begin doing online, working online, you need to have that activity. Your productivity value should always be constant. Even as you get organized, you really need to know what time am I working on something, or what time am I going to submit these assignments. All these assignments, all these jobs have got what we call the turnaround time. The turnaround time is the expected time probably to deliver your assignment. So you really need to be organized. Then there's an aspect of determination. So as much as there are so many benefits of working online, there's also more of disadvantages. And at the end of the day, these disadvantages at times might get into particularly your head, and you feel like you really want to lose it. So there's an aspect of this determination. You really need to keep pushing on. So those are just most of the skills needed to work online. So now, what do people do online? What are these skill areas that, currently you've just done college, probably you've done a course in customer service, you've done a course in IT, you really know to work with computers, your typing speed is okay, you really know how to do some Word documents, some nice Microsoft presentations. And for you sit at home and you feel like, oh, hakuna kazi Kenya, probably there are jobs online that you can use. So whatever skill you are using, whatever skill you're having, you can actually use it as your first skill on the online work platform. Don't feel like you really need to be trained on very many things, like people work online, kuna kitu wanafundishwanga. No, of course there isn't. You could use your first skill as a skill. Someone mentioned here there are an admin assistant. Probably at the office, they normally do some record keeping, they normally do some invoicing, they normally manage files, and they communicate with the clients. Actually, that's a skill you can sell online. You don't really need to even have a training. The idea is just showing you a particular platform that you can now create your profile, and now you can start selling that as a skill. And you put that even as your work experience on that online work platform. You could put that as a work experience. Tell people that, I've been working as an admin assistant and I can do admin roles. We normally call it virtual assistants in the online work framework. So use your first skill, whatever you learned in school, you could. Then there's an aspect of, data entry and data management. These are just the most common types of online work skill set areas. Data entry and data management probably would mean you're good at working with Excel, you're good at working with SQLs, databases. You can actually manage systems. You can actually be given some information and you input it on a system, on a website. You're good at creating websites. So data entry is one of the skill sets areas. Then there's also transcription. Transcription is the art of, converting audio files to written text format. So after this presentation, maybe Joseph could be recording this and they really need to have this in written scripts. So that is where transcription comes in. You're given that audio file, you listen to it in a very quiet background, and you note it down, and you ensure grammar. So the only skill you need here is you should be having good grammatical, good grammar and good English. So I believe all of us, having gone to school, we are always good at our grammars, and also your typing speed should be at least better. So that is transcription. There's also an aspect of e-commerce. currently companies, businesses are selling online, and this is another skill that you can actually learn on and work online. Ideally, this is a skill that you really don't even need to get into the online work platforms. You can easily put your profile on Facebook and tell people that you can do digital marketing for them, and you are good at social media marketing. A lot of us spend a lot of our times on WhatsApp, a lot of our times on Facebook, a lot of our times on Instagram. There's also a new one coming up called Pinterest and Twitter. What you don't know is actually you could get a skill on digital marketing and use it to get money online. You could approach various businesses around your areas that don't have a digital presence and tell them that you can do this for them at a fee. Then there's also e-commerce. E-commerce is more of, these businesses that sell online. Most commonly, the Jumias that we have in Kenya, we have the Alibaba from China. So this is also a skill that you can sell. There's a particular niche around this that is called drop shipping, whereby you shop on behalf of someone. So that is also something you can do. Then there's virtual assistants. I just explained what virtual assistant is. It's basically being a personal assistant to someone remotely. Then there's also writing and translation. You're good at grammar. You are writing very nice compositions and essays back in school. You are one person who writes nice captions in FB, and you could move people with whatever you've written. You could sit down, learn about the various writing formats available, and get jobs on this particular area. Then we have the web and graphic design. So you are one person who can work nicely with this web design applications. I know most of us are currently on the Snapchats, and it's so nice because nowadays you see people putting up Snapchat videos and they put some songs, and in a way you're someone who can we call it graphic design on some common level. So what you ideally need is just tweaking that skill that you're having to use it as a skill online. And there's also other skills that you can sell online, things to do with accounting. Your background is accounting. You're very good at creating profit and loss accounts. You're good at creating balance sheets. You could actually do that for someone remotely. Then we have customer service. We have admin jobs, things to do with typing, appointment setting, file management, and scheduling of meetings and such like stuff. So that is that. Now, what are these common online work platforms? Oliver talked about this. These are just platforms that actually you can get in and register. And it's not easy registering because some of these have got a credibility test that you need to undertake so that you can be read and you'll be allowed to work in that platform. And get into these platforms. There's the Upwork. Upwork is the most common one and the most online work platform that people are joining and working on. I'm working on Upwork currently. I have a skill on Upwork that I'm selling. That is data entry. So there's also freelancer.com. There's people per hour. There's Fiverr, and also there are also transcription platforms like Kiwi World. Oliver talked about Kiwi World. There's Go Transcript, then Transcribe Me, there's Verbit. Then we also have local online work platforms like NicoJob, there's Eva Virtual Assistants, there's TucoWorks, there's Quasol, there's Crowdsource Africa, and there's also Cloud Factory that Oliver is currently working on. So those are local platform, Kenyan ones that you can actually get in, register and get some jobs. Now, lastly, there are also sites that you can actually pick tasks. Tasks ideally means doing some little things for someone, like some little activities or some little, doing some. It's a job, yes, but it's something that will not take you much time. And the most common one is Toloka. Toloka it's so free to register. You register on Toloka, 2 minutes course, then whatever you read or whatever you learn there is what you are going to do. So once you take that course, a job will pop up, pick the job, and you get your payment. So Toloka is one of them. There are also other platforms, online work platforms. We call them the survey sites. Surveys whereby you take surveys and probably you are paid. And the most common one is what we call Geopol. Geopol is a Kenyan one. Though Geopol will favor people who are actually in Nairobi because some of their tasks will require you to go into buildings and do some surveys about that building and write some information about that building. So there are also those survey sites, legit ones. So you can see from my presentation, I've not talked about anything to do with pyramid scheme. I've only talked about online work platforms that you can. Where do we begin? I know some of you are attending here. You've actually worked online. Some of you are online workers, but there are some of us or some of you that are so fresh. You're so fresh, and you really don't know where to begin. Now, the good news is that the government started a program called Ajira Digital through the Ministry of ICT and Youth Affairs, and it is currently offering free trainings, free. What you really need to offer is just your time and commitment. It is giving you free trainings on working online. And the trainings are customized in a way that you will be trained on what you need to work online. You will be trained on what are these platforms, just what I've presented. You'll even be showed on how to join those platforms, and you'll even be trained on how you'll even be supported on joining those platforms. So the trainings are currently virtual because of COVID. It's a 2-day training. You can log in from wherever you are from the comfort of your seat. You could ideally also go to any Ajira Youth Empowerment Center. They are scattered across the country. We have centers as far as West Pokot. And you can get into that center, register for the 2-day virtual training. And basic understanding or working knowledge of computers is also a plus, because now that you'll be working online, you'll be handling much of, computer-related tasks and aspects. So how do you register? You can ideally register by going to the Ajira website, ajiradigital.go.ke, and signing up with the correct details as in your ID. Or for the sake of time, you can also reach out to me directly. My number has been projected there, 0714, and I will help you, I'll support you, and even help you to onboard and join the training session. So before I finalize my presentation, I just wanted to show you one of the platforms and what are the nature of those jobs that appear there. So I'll just stop sharing this. I'll just stop sharing this so that I can present the other one. So, okay. Okay. Okay, so I just want to present platforms so that just to bring out that actually online work is real, and people are making money online. So I'm going just to show you a platform called Upwork. And for Upwork, I'm just going to log into my account just to show you that actually online jobs are real, and there's no one who will ask you for money to register and take these jobs, but basically your time, and also you can get a free training from Ajira. And I'll also just try to show you the nature of jobs available and which jobs you can pick. You guys can put your questions and yeah. Okay. Okay, now just to answer that particular question, people to out of the skills. So, okay, the most common platforms are Upwork. Upwork currently is it's a competitive platform, and for beginner challenge. And but Upwork, as long as you get the tricks and as long as you know how to apply for jobs are applied, and chances of you getting them, it's so competitive, I'll just be honest. But there are also those sites that you can simply begin with, and it also kills. For example, if you've done transcription or you want to train on transcription, there's a site called QA World. It's so simple, though the pay is not good. But for a beginner, as you begin, and it also provides you an avenue to now practice and tweak your skills and prepare you for a much bigger platform like Go Transcript. So, Joseph, this will depend with whatever skills you take or whatever skills you want to work online, because various skills have got customized platforms for them. But Upwork now encompasses all this. You can actually do anything on Upwork. So I don't know if that answers that. Okay, so maybe I'll just show you. This is an Upwork platform, and this is how it looks like. These are legit jobs. Jobs will stream in here each and every minute. As you can see, as you scroll down, these are just jobs. And how are you going to even get these jobs? The first thing is normally to create your profile and, even choose the types of jobs that you'll want to appear on your profile. So this is just my profile. This is a new account that I opened last year in October. And you can see the skills that I sell online. I'm a data entry. I also do transcription and a skill called lead generation. So far things are around $100, $100+. So these are jobs you can do. So I really encourage anyone in attendance to actually look at online work as a skill. You can do online work as a side hustle. You don't. Hello, Joseph, your mic. Okay. Maybe if you can just mute. Okay, thank you. So I'm just presenting one of the platforms that you can actually get and work online. This is it's called Upwork, and I know Kenyans really get it rough when it comes to joining Upwork, because at times I don't know why Upwork at times overlooks Kenyans, but for you to get started, I'll really encourage most of us in attendance to try and get the free customized training to get approved in these platforms. Most Upwork, at times Upwork would not approve most accounts from Kenya, but Ajira Digital, you'll be trained and even helped to open and get your account approved. So ideally, that will mark questions. I'll just pick the questions and answer. And maybe you can put them on chat. You can easily unmute yourself and ask it. And I think I'll be around to answer the questions. So back to you, Joseph. Okay, so okay now what Brian should know is that there are a lot of transcription sites, and I think Brian has tried. So maybe they can just reach out to me. I can share the other available transcription sites. We have Transcribe Me, we have the likes of Verbit, and these accounts at times are competitive because they'll give you a test, and you're really accepted into these other platforms. Like Go Transcript is currently having tests, and once you do these tests and you're accepted on their hello. Okay, so I'm just saying that actually for them, they can actually join other transcription sites. I've just said there's QA World. QA World is for beginners. Any beginner getting into transcription and really want to modify or perfect your skills, you can get into QA World because it has got constant jobs. The only disadvantage with QA World is the pay is currently less. The pay getting the expertise or rather notching up your QA World. But if Brian will need another platform, there's Transcribe Me, the Go Transcript. There are currently actually over 15 platforms that one can join and work. So maybe Brian can reach out to me, and I'll actually share with them other platforms that they can go through. So Joseph. So what I'm just going to do, so that we will avoid putting it on frequently, I just present so that maybe any trained online can reach out, and I'll actually help them to join Ajira Digital and also follow up on their progress and such like. It's a true. Yeah. So now the trainings are currently on. We've been training since 2018. Ajira Digital has been around since 2018. And I know some of you in attendance could be beneficiaries of Ajira. That was the first one. So phase 2 has currently been launched recently. That is last year, August. Virtually. And yeah, they are ongoing. Anyone wants to join, actually you can get in, begin with one skill, then later on take up another skill and continue. And the trainings are absolutely free of charge. You won't be charged anything. You just need your time and commitment. Okay. Okay, so Brian, I know now what we need to accredit is that some of these sites are so competitive. They're so competitive, and I'll just give an example of called Rev. Rev has been the most paying platform, but the problem with some of these platforms, they don't allow people from Kenya. I don't know why that is that. And Verbit is one of it. Verbit is an account that will discriminate, or rather not pick people from Kenya. But Kenyans being Kenyans, they have devised ways of joining these accounts, and Kenyans are using what we call the VPN, the VPNs that will always hide their identity. And in a way, this will help, but still, as I told Brian, maybe getting one-on-one, I can actually advise on the other various platforms that you can also explore. Because we have a lot. We have like Scribe, we have Cloud Factory. The Kenyan one has been picking transcribers for a very long. Yeah, there are so many platforms that you can do transcription, or rather, you can also do some online work.
Hey, Joseph. Yeah, just to help out Jacob on the question of Brian saying that he's been applying for Verbit, but then he's not getting any. Yeah, it's very competitive. These guys have like high standards. But there's an easier option. Well, it's not easy. As long as you have the money, then it's easy. A Rev account goes for about 7,000 to 10,000. That depends on the time. For example, around November, I think it's about 7,000 to 10,000 hapo hivi. But then, like Jacob said, Rev does not accept transcribers from Kenya. So the other thing you can do is get a really, really good VPN. And you're good to go. There are a lot of free VPNs. You can check out NordVPN. It's free. So just buy the account. Brian, if you really think you're brilliant at transcribing, then do that. Buy an account. You don't, like I said, like do a lot of research. You don't always have to do kwamba you have to apply and upate test. We're trying to look for money. If you're good at it, the amount of money you will make would break even in just a couple of months. So you can try to do that. You can trust to buy that account from.
Okay, maybe Joseph too, just to help Vincent, they can always reach out to me and I'll be more than willing to answer any queries or inquiries that they may be having.
Yes, thank you, Joseph. As you've heard, my name is Lucia Masaulu. So I've been doing some online work. Before I touch on that, Brian, you were asking about some other sites where you can get work for transcription. There is this Kenyan site called Kazi Remote. Kazi Remote not only offers transcription work, it offers also data entry, and they have good pay. So I'll advise you to check on that. So of course you'll need to do the typing test, but once she confirms that you're good in it, and I also have the link to the owner of Kazi Remote. So if you're feeling confident enough, I can link you to her. Yeah, so about Cloud Factory, most has been said about it, but what I can touch on is balancing your personal work, your personal life, your work life, just everything. So what I would advise for you to do, if you feel like it's overwhelming, you can create a sort of a work plan. For me, in my house, bedsitter, I used to have these small sticky notes. the physical ones. So I will stick them everywhere around the world. So it will remind me like from this time to this time, I should be having a class when I was a student. So now I graduated, but at that time I scheduled myself like that. So let's say from 8 to 11, I have classes. From 11 to let's say 2, I'm free so I can do my work. Again, Cloud Factory offers flexible timing. Okay, not all projects are offered for flexibility in timing, but for the projects which have flexible timing, so you're able to do like for an hour, then you switch off your timer, then you do another hour maybe. So if you're feeling confident enough to wake up early, let's say at 2, you can track maybe 2 hours, then you can go about your day. In the evening, you can track the rest of the hours. So it's flexible if you ask me, and yeah, you get pay. So it's a part-time work. So if you're also employed, there are even some lecturers who work for Cloud Factory. So it doesn't mean that if you have employment you can't work. Yeah, so I think it's good. That's what I used to do in terms of balancing my private life and my work life. And also, if you have any other question, you can also link up with me.
I'd like to ask if you could get contacts for Lucia. Yeah, it's okay.
Sorry, sorry, Joseph. Yes, I have something to add. I've a lot about transcripting and yeah, all that you've talked about, and I'm really appreciative of all that. But I'd also like to add on to something. Many people know about forex, but many don't know that you can learn forex and do forex on your own. So I'd also like to urge people go research about it. That's also something that you can do. It's an online work that you can do, and it pays. And when you learn and you know what you're doing, that's when you can do it. Don't do it the way people say. You look for a broker and he does it for you. No. Just go research. There are also Kenyan apps like I know of FX Pesa. They train people process because yeah. Pardon? Pardon? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was saying, you can hear me now? Yeah, I was saying, like for me, I trade daily. My target is $50, but you can do it at around 10-20 minutes. But the bigger process is learning. You really have to learn this. It took me like 2 months to learn and understand and know how to trade and learn all the commodities. So when you learn on your own and do it on your own, that's the best part of it, because you know you're losing because of this is happening. If you gain, you know this is happening, that's why you're gaining. So I'd also urge people, try forex. So search FX Pesa. They give free classes. You can learn from them. They give material for free, video tutorials, and also documents. So yeah, forex is also something you can do. Yes. Okay, no problem.
Just a second, Joseph, before you end the session. So I forgot to add one more thing, which, okay, so it's not exactly something which is complicated, but it's called voiceover. So a lot of people maybe are not aware of it, but you see for these YouTube videos and all that, so most of them, people write scripts for them, but there's this other part of actually reading the script for the video. So that's also something which you can research on. And if you feel like you're fluent and you have a good voice, you can try it. It has good pay, very good pay. So I think it's also something you can venture in.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Mejuma Idi. So I'm here for those who will need computer training. Just visit our offices. We are located at Red Elephant near Rosewood, Mombasa Nairobi Highway. Just visit us. We offer the training at then we also offer graphic design, just 8,000. We also offer website development and mobile application. So do reach to us. I think Joseph will Joseph. Okay, thank you. I don't have much to say.
No, Joseph, I think you guys did incredible work. The presenters from the comments I'm able to see online looks like they delivered. So thanks really, Jacob and Bada for the opportunity. And to the young people here, we want to work very closely with you. So look forward to meeting you in the next train up. I think Joseph will perhaps also send a calendar for the next training. Yeah, and looking forward. So all the best. Let's keep in touch and lots of opportunities. And we'll try and share as much as possible within this network that we've started.